Hey, Will here from PPC Coach. So this is a training that I did on Valentine's Day trying to sell necklaces using Facebook ads. So what I'd like you to do is go through it all. There's 3 sessions that you're going to see, and all I ask in return is that you subscribe to my channel on YouTube. That's it. No strings attached. Go through it all. I think that with Valentine's Day, there's a lot of money to be made with necklaces, as you'll see in the training. The first one right now is going to be covering research, and then we get into design in the next one, and then we're going to upload it. In this case, we're going to use Gearbubble to upload the necklace, and then after that, we're actually going to create Facebook ad campaigns in the third one, and we're going to start selling them. So I show you everything from A to Z. If you've ever wanted to sell like a necklace as a gift for Valentine's Day, you're in the right spot. So again, all I ask is that you subscribe to my channel, or even like it, share it, comment. Just help that YouTube algorithm get going for me. All right, have a great day. If you have any questions, you can go to my free group, which is ppc-coach.com. I'll put it right here, /group. Okay, go there. It's a free Facebook group. You can ask any questions you want. I may even post these videos in there as well. All right, have a great day. Thanks a lot.
Hey everybody, Will here from PPC Coach. Thank you for coming on the webinar. This is the first one of 3 basically that we're going to do. So first things first, just want to make sure that you can hear and see me. So give me a 1 in the chat box if you're good to go. Awesome. Lots of 1s, good. Lots of people on here. Everybody pumped for Valentine's Day. It's going to be huge. It's actually, I would put it on the level of like Christmas. I mean, Christmas has a little bit more people looking for gifts, but Valentine's Day has a lot of people spending money anyway. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a couple things, like, you know, about Valentine's Day, about setting some goals, and then some research, and then getting some designs done. And then next webinar, we're actually going to upload the design and start the test campaigns. And then the following one after that, we're going to take the results from our test campaigns and we're going to scale. So it is a process. It is a system that we're going to go through. I'm going to show you the whole thing. If you guys haven't seen already, in the forums, there is a spot where you can go and look at the previous challenges that we did for Christmas. In the previous challenge, or completed challenge section, right in the top of each forum section, there's that sticky thread. And there's all the videos and all the replays in there, so you can see those, so you get a lot of value there too. But we are focused on Valentine's Day, and I'll tell you right off the bat, I was just talking to one of my one-on-one guys yesterday about this, and there's 3 basic areas that we're going to attack, or niches, we'll call them, within Valentine's Day. So number 1, the most passionate one that I've found over the years is engaged. That's the most passionate niche. I think these guys, they just like pop the question maybe over Christmas, or you know, recently within the past year, and they're engaged, they're psyched, they're happy, and they want to make sure that their first Valentine's Day with their new wife is good. It's you know, exciting and good, and they're still passionate about this. The second one is girlfriend, so boyfriend to girlfriend. That's very popular and works very, very well. And the third one on like the, you know, passion list is husband to wife. So a lot of husbands are still very pumped about having their wives, but it's not necessarily like their first Valentine's, whereas engaged is the first. That's why it's a little bit more passionate. So if I were to give you any advice, I would say start with engaged, and then go to boyfriend to girlfriend, and then go to husband to wife, in that order. That way, I think you're going to hit the most passionate one first. And I'll show you exactly how to do all this and how to find this stuff using, there's tons of different sites and tons of different ways to do it. And actually, Google Sheets just made an update too, which is awesome because we can add images now to Sheets. So when we're doing our research, we can actually add images right into the cells so that we can see what we were looking at, and it makes it a lot easier. And it's also good for testing and tracking too, which I'll show you in the next webinar, how we can use our sheets. Once we have the design, we'll actually stick the image right in the cell, and then we can have the image along with all the other info. That way we can track things very, very nicely. So anyway, we do have a lot to cover, and let's just dive right in. So you can see, you know, when you go to Google and you're like Valentine's Day stats, what's going on here? Well, the first thing that pops up is like 19.6 billion projected Valentine's Day spending in the US this year. I think that was for 2008. It's probably higher this year, right? So that's huge. And if you go, I think this is an article from last year, but I mean, close enough, right? So there's like, it's no surprise Americans are spending money to show their love on Valentine's Day. That's what we're going to do too. We're going to help them spend money to show their love, right? So 19.6 billion projected Valentine's Day spending in the US alone. In Canada, they spend a ton. UK, they spend a ton. All over the world, they spend a ton of money. 143.56 million is no dollars is the average million is the average amount U.S. consumers are estimated to spend for Valentine's related gifts in 2018. All right, so that's like your flowers, your cards, your I don't know if that includes like a dinner out or something, but check this one out. 4.7 billion total spending on jewelry for Valentine's Day. So let's go here. Where do they get this? Top categories, gifts, planning to give, would love to receive, none of the above. Anyway, I thought that was very cool. That's a lot of money, right? So guess what we're selling? Jewelry. And so we're going to take full advantage of this big time. People are buying cards. People are spending money on their pets. Number of single people 18 and older in 2016, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. Okay. Cards exchanged 144 million. And whatever that is, 75% chocolate share of the total amount of Valentine's Day candy sales. Wow, chocolate. So if you have a chocolate shop, holy cow. Chocolate and flowers, I guess. Almost 1 billion amount that victims in the US and Canada have lost to online dating scammers and catfishers over the past 3 years, according to a February study by the Better Business Bureau. Wow. Way too many people call Valentine's Day Valentine's Day. I know a couple people that do that. So anyway, the point is there's a ton of money and there's a huge pie out there and we're going to get your piece of the pie. So if the pie is like in the billions, even for, overall it's 19.6 and they're saying 4.7 billion is spent on jewelry. This was 2018. Imagine you get even a small little fraction of that pie. That'd be pretty good, right? Well, that's what we're going to do. So first things first, let's go and let's set some goals. So go here for you after the webinar, ppc-coach.com/goals. This will take you to the goal sheet. And what I want you to do, your first homework, is to go here and figure out what the heck do I want to do. Okay, so this is the goals. For me, I did it for 2020 for the whole year. So let's say we're doing just the Valentine's Day thing. And let's say we want to get like $100 a day profit, just something small. So if I go here, it's view only, right? So I can't type. So what you have to do is go File. Oh, I don't want to do that. Am I not signed in? I'm not signed in. Okay, hang on. I had to restart my computer, so just hoping to do the two-factor thing. Try this. There we go. Now I can do it. So when you get this, go to File and make a copy, and then you'll be able to edit this. Okay. So for me, I know that 365 times 100 is $36,500. And I know that the ROI that on average is about 40% on this paid traffic stuff. So daily, what this means is I'll need to be hitting these numbers. So if I want to make $100 a day, I'm going to have to spend 250, but I'm going to pull in 350. So my profit is 100 at 40% ROI. So for the month, what does that mean? Well, it basically means this. I'm going to have a revenue of $10,645.83. I'm going to spend $7,604.17. And I'm going to put that $3,041.67 in my pocket. Okay, if you look at the yearly numbers, my revenue is going to be over 6 figures. But I'm going to spend close to 6 figures to hit that profit mark. All right, so what I want you to do is play with this sheet and punch in whatever you want to do per day. So if it's 50, then just divide that by 2, which is what? 13,250. Did that right? No, man. My math sucks. No, that's right. What the heck is 36.5 divided by 2? It's really, I need more coffee. Let me get this here. 36,500. Yeah. Missed it by 5,000. Wow. Good thing I'm not an accountant. There. So say you go, okay, well, I don't want to do 100 a day. I just want to do 50 a day. All right. Well, to make 50 a day at 40% ROI, you're going to spend 125. You're going to pull in 175. Your profit is $50 a day. Every month, that's 1,500. Every year, that's 18. So for me, if I'll show you my goal. This for the year. I want to do 500,000 profit for 2020 just on necklaces. So that means, yeah, like look at this number. So I'm gonna have to spend $1.25 million in ads in order to bring in a revenue of 1.75. But look at the daily numbers. So it breaks it down. Almost 4,800 revenue per day. 3,400 I have to spend per day in order to hit that, and that would pull in 1,300 profit per day. So you can see all these numbers really, they're eye-opening for a lot of people because they go, well, I want to do paid traffic, but and I want to make big bucks, but I don't want to really spend anything. Well, this amount here that you're spending, that's your risk. Okay, your risk, the higher the risk, the higher the reward. So the more you spend, the more the reward. If you do it right, if you do it wrong, you're never going to get there. Okay, so the only difference between you and somebody pulling in like 500,000, $1 million a year from paid traffic is they're spending more, and they have systems in place that they're following as well. But really, you can't jump from zero to spending like $3,400 a day overnight. It just doesn't happen. You got to start a lot smaller. That's why I say set your goals smaller to start, and then go from there. So even spending, for people to spend like $125 a day, they might go, whoa, that's like, holy cow, $3,800 a month. I can't do that. Well, can you do this? Because that's reasonable at 40%. And what if you happen to pull 50%? You can change this number. All of a sudden, your numbers change too. 50%'s, I would say, a little high right now. 40% is what I average, so that's what I used. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, somebody said put $1 million in there. There you go. So you want to do $1 million in 2020? Oh, no problem. You got to spend that much per day at 40% ROI in order to hit it. So if you can spend 6,800 per day, which is 208,000 per month, you're going to hit it at 40% ROI, pulling in like nice profit daily. Actually, I've hit this profit in a day, not consistently, but I've done it, and I've spent a little bit less than that to do it. So it is possible, but you do have to spend a lot of money. And I know guys that are spending way more than this per day, and they're pulling in really good profits. So anything is possible, but just play with this goal sheet. These are the two numbers that you can adjust. I would suggest just the profit one. All right. So now you know Valentine's Day is huge. You know how to tinker with your profit sheet. Just go File, make a copy to get there. I can even put the link. It's just ppc-coach.com/goals, and that will allow you to edit this sheet. And then in here, we're going to go and we're going to start looking for, necklaces. Like, what can we do? And so where are we going to put these things? Well, I'll show you. We're going to create a sheet. So go to google.com/sheets, hit a new one, and we're going to title this Valentine's Day 2020 Research. And then here, we've got our columns. And this, it's just like Excel, but it's online. It's really good. So we can go like this. We can go image, niche, quote, status. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and start looking for images. In the niche, we're going to start with engaged. Well, then we're going to try and find quotes, and then we're going to put the status. And the status just means, do you have the order in for a designer, or are you doing it yourself? Like, is the design pending? Is it complete? What status are you at here? And then we'll add more columns as we go once we get into the testing phase. So we'll just make this a little prettier. But you do need to be tracking this stuff as far as what you're doing. You could even put a date column in here too if you want. So we can go in here. insert one to the left, put the date. Because this will show kind of, what did I do today? So 01/09/ So January 9th, that's the niche I'm looking at. So let's go find a quote or an image, and let's put a status in here, and the status will be pending. All right, so there's pending, there's like getting design, there's got design, there's testing, there's winner, whatever it may be. But this will just allow us to keep track of everything kind of in one spot very nicely. Okay, so let's go to our first place, which is the mighty Google. And we're going to do this. So it's already in there. You go site, and then Facebook.com, and then we're going to go to my fiance and necklace. Now, why did I do that? Why didn't I just go to Facebook to find to my fiance necklaces? Because Google is actually indexing Facebook better than Facebook indexes itself. So the search on Facebook sucks. The search on Google kicks ass. So we can always go to Google Direct and see what comes up. So you can see that one of the first ones is this. So if we just open that in a new tab, we can go to this, and I'm sure this is a store. I hope it's nobody's store on here, but look at that. November 12th, 2019. Hey, you. Yes, you. Remind your wife how much you love her. Perfect gift that she will love. I hope this is nobody on the site here, but you can see order here. So let's click it. And it takes them to the store, and you can see it says, to my wife, you are my today, tomorrow, and forever. Love your husband. Whenever I look at you, I see the rest of my life in front of my eyes. Okay, $39.99. This one's from Shine On, I can tell, just from the box. They left it on the default pricing. That's cool. They got this wheelio thing here. So another thing you can do is just copy this name. Oops. Damn. And you might get different results depending on where you're located, but there'll be more posts in there too. Look, to my fiance right there. So you could go click it, you could check it. So what I'll do is I use Snagit, and I'll just grab this, and I'll just go like that. Save it to over here. This is Snagit's editor. File, save as, and I'll just save it as images, and I'll call this to my fiance 1. And then what I can do is go here to my research sheet, and I can go click on that cell and go insert image, image in cell, choose an image to upload, and I'll go to my image file. And it's going to put it really small in here. So what I need to do is adjust this down so I can actually see it. I can also move this over a little bit, just so you can read it. Because really the cell height and width doesn't matter to us. I mean, we've got unlimited space. So you can get an idea there. And then what I can do is kind of type in the quote right here. So what I'll do is, so I can't really read that. I'm going to move this to a new window. I'll go back here, and I'm just going to type the quote. It'll go on the bottom. So it says, oops. To my fiance, no measure of time with you will be long enough, but let's start with forever. Love your husband. To be. And then you can put status pending. So there's one. Now, am I going to use this one? I'm never going to make an exact copy of this because that's not cool. Don't do that. But you can certainly take this saying and put it onto a brand new design that looks nothing like this. Okay, make sure it's unique. And what you can even do is say, when you're going to the designer on Fiverr, you can say, okay, I want it to say this, and then here's a design. If you like the design, say, I kind of like this basic style. just make it look a lot different so that, you know, if you're holding one up in the left hand and one up in the right hand, they look nothing alike, and then you're good to go. Then you're not copying. If you say to a designer, hey, do this exactly like this and make a carbon copy, then you're copying direct, and that's not cool. So don't do that. Take the quote, put it on a brand new design, maybe a brand new, completely different style. Maybe put on a Gearbubble one instead of Shine On, and go from there. All right. Now, the other little caveat is when we see something that's already out there, somebody's already selling it, then they have taken something. In this case, I haven't seen this quote really much before, so it's unique. And if you're unique and you're first to market, you're going to do a lot better than just copying the same old rehash stuff, which I'll show you some, old stuff that people just keep selling and selling and selling, which does work, but unique and first to market works best. So even if you take pieces of this and combine it with pieces of another quote that you find and make them mesh nicely, that will do a little bit better than just copying somebody else's quote, right? See what I mean? So that's how you do that, but we're not done. I hate to pick on this website or this Facebook page, but I'm going to. So you can do this for any store you find on Facebook too. So I'm just going to copy that name. Then I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go to Facebook again, but this time I'm going to type in /ads/library because we're in research mode. So let's paste that in there. And there's a page. It's a brand new one, so I really hate to do this to this guy or girl. Now, filter by Canada. So the page was created in March. Primary country for people who manage this page. Holy crap. Canada, Ukraine. Man, there's a lot of people behind that. So they're not really targeting Canada. However, they are targeting, it looks like, they launched a bunch in December. You can do different countries. You can do just US if you wanted. But then if you click here, you can see there's 20 ads. 20 variations of this ad. It means they're using a dynamic creative. So you can go through and you can look at what they're doing. There's a girlfriend one. There's a fiance one. You can get a bunch of different. This looks like they're retargeting carousel ad. There's a police wife. So they just niche down a little bit, which is cool. So anyway, ads library can work very well for you. In order to find, all you do is put in the advertiser's name, and then you can find them. So if we go back here and we're looking for more, we go back to Google, and here's Happy Home Fiance Necklace. So let's open that one up. And let's see, surprise your fiance with this beautiful necklace and melt her heart. Order here. So let's just see what they're doing. Is it a store? No, it's Gearbubble. There's a fiance one from Gearbubble. So to my fiance, God bless the broken road that led me straight to you. So if I wanted to, I could do a little screen grab here. Right. Save that as to my fiance 2. And then just repeat it again. So go back to my sheet. This one. And then again. So click the cell, insert image and cell here. And then just adjust this height so we can actually see it. And put your date. And notice I'm not being super picky about what I'm putting in here, because the more I have in my sheet, the more choices I have when I go to get my own designs done. And I can pick and choose pieces from quotes to get my own quotes done. So if I have this is like my database that I'm building up for my research, and I'm going to find ones that are like, meh, so-so. I'm going to find ones that I really like. And when I find a necklace and a style of design that I really like, then I can take a screenshot of it and save it to my computer, put it into my sheet. And then when I go to Fiverr, which I'm going to, I can include that screenshot and say, hey, here's the quote I want. I really like this style. Can you put this quote on this style? and the designer will be able to do it. So God blessed the broken road that led me straight to you. I love you. Okay, and then pending. There we go. So we've got 2 in the database. Need more. So what do we do now? Well, let's go back here. It's called Happy Home. So why don't we just see if there's anything in the ad library for Happy Home. There it is. So when you see it's got 244,000 likes, it means that the guys or girls been around quite a bit, and they've been running ads for a while because Trump mugs, more necklaces. So you can see how you just keep going down the rabbit hole, right? And you'll find more and more. So this is kind of cool because to my wife, I loved you then, love you still, always have and always will. If you want to see something neat, I'll just do an incognito window because I need to go to Gearbubble to get to the main page. If I go shop, top sellers, you'll see, look at this. Let's see if it's the same URL. So this one has 11,512 sold. And let's grab that URL. It's wife-gold from Gearbubble. Okay, I'm just going to move this to the side because I want to see if this leads to wife-gold. Let's see. You know what we just found? We just found the source of this necklace. We just found the page that is the source of it. Pretty cool, right? You know what that means? It means we landed on like a mother lode because we know, even though it's not showing here, we know how many sales it's got from here. So 11,512 were sold here. This is the landing page for it. They're selling it at $34.95. This is the ad that they used to sell it. And this ad is still running, like right now. So that's pretty awesome. They're using well, they should probably change this copy because it should say Valentine's Day gift. But I'm sure the people running this know what they're doing. And Happy Home, we just hit on a really good one. So when we go back here, we can look at the other ones that they're running. To my gorgeous wife. Thank you for being my best friend, my naughty lover, and my life partner. Cool. I like that one too. So let's go like this. Take a little screenshot. So we've got a couple in here that we can do screenshots of. Save file. Now this is to my wife, but the beauty of this niche is we can actually substitute, like instead of to my wife, to my gorgeous fiance. Thank you for being my best friend, my naughty lover, and my life partner. To my girlfriend, thank you for being my best friend, my naughty lover, and my life partner. To my wife, thank you for being my best friend, you know? So you got basically 3 that you could do based on one, or something like this, too. To my girlfriend, to my fiance. I loved you then, love you still, always have, always will. This will work. Okay, you can even take this design and you can say, no, I'm not going to do it on there. I'm going to do it on a heart-shaped one instead, right? Now the quote has been around forever, but it works, and they're still selling it years and years later. So I'll just go like this. So let's take a little screen of that one too. And let's save this one as, because we know a lot about this, to my wife too. And notice how simple the design is. It's basically black background, 2 rings, gold writing. That's it. Black background, little ornamental, gold writing. The designs that people are doing now are like super fancy, so you could come up with even fancier than this. Started running. Oh boy. December 6th, 2016. It is now 2020. This has been running for like 4 years. Amazing. I know whose this is. That's why I don't mind showing this, because he doesn't mind if you bring him more sales either. So let's go like this. Let's go insert, image, image and cell, choose. I think it was wife too, this one. So then we'll just make this bigger, fit. If you get a white space, just make it a little smaller. There we go. Now let's just copy this. Well, let's copy these two. Save some typing. Copy this. Paste. And then this is simply to my wife. I love you then. Love you still. And I'll tell you, this particular quote, it has been used and used and used, but I even have one that I did that's using it. It's a heart-shaped one, and it's working. So unique, no. Working, yes. And we could even put a column here called notes if we want. And in this column, let's just fix this up. White text, black background. You know what? Let's make these bold. It's better. Okay. So under notes, we could put Gearbubble top seller 11. What was it? 512 units sold. And you could even put like we could go. Oops. All right, you know what? Let's do a whole column for that too. So let's do another column called page name for future reference. And you might want to like the page too. That way you'll see all their ads. So I know people like all my pages. And like I said, don't copy them direct. Now, what was this one? I can't even remember. Yeah, can't remember which one this one was called. Churons. So let's copy this page name. Because you can always check back too and see if they've got new stuff going on. Kind of spy on them a little bit. Nothing wrong with spying. There's a lot wrong with copying direct though. So don't go to this guy or girl's store and copy their design exactly. You can keep an eye on what they're doing, but do your own unique thing. Don't do an exact copy of this. You know, do up your own. I would suggest doing like a heart shape and changing out the rings to like hearts or something else. But you can keep the same thing. And remember too, this could be to my girlfriend, to my fiance, to my wife. So you've got like 3 right there. This, I'm not a fan of the God stuff, but it seems to work. So you could do to my wife, God bless broken road that led me straight to you, I love you. You do to my girlfriend, same thing, to my fiance. Basically any of these, you could just substitute out the 3 different niches. So it looks the way when when Google made this update, they made everything look a lot better on the sheets because the sheets before kind of stunk because we couldn't put in the images. So it didn't look nearly as good as it does now. Now imagine you've got this, right? And you're building this out and you've got a database of where did I find it? What was the date? What's the niche? What's the quote? What's the status? Now you're tracking stuff, right? So your goal is to kind of fill this sheet with as many as possible. I'm going to fill it with a couple more too, just to show you what it's going to look like. And then I'm going to pick and choose, you know, which one do I want to do a design of? Do I like this design with this quote? Okay, then I'll show that to my designer, right? So let's go find a couple more using, and remember, I found everything based on this, just click on the first 2. So here's another one, Unconditional Love. All right, let's check it out. See what they got. To my daughter, I love you forever. I'll like you for always as long as I'm living, my baby will be. Oh, Robert Punch, quote. This style is interesting because this is actually a style that I developed a long time ago and people copied it, but they've moved to different quotes, which is fine. And they've got different images over here, which is fine too. So I have no problem with that. This one seems to be more daughter stuff. Be careful when you do quotes that could be trademarked. I loved you yesterday. I love you still, always have, always will. So that's a popular mug on Gearbubble. To my daughter. Oh, to my gorgeous fiance. If I had to choose between loving you and breathing, I would use my last breath to tell you I love you. Oh, that's sweet. So let's go here. Let's just see. The beauty of this Gearbubble thing too is I can go here and I can type in some keywords. See what comes up. There's even a lot on here that you can use. So these are, even though they're not showing, some of these do show the amount sold. These are ordered by amount sold, but the person who's done this is smart. They've actually hidden the amount sold so that guys like us can't, and women like us can't come in here and kind of snoop on them. But if you look at this, this is a recent one. So to my fiance, I wish I could turn back the clock. I find you sooner, love you longer. If I could give you one thing in my life, I give you the ability to see yourself through my eyes. Only then would you realize how special you are to me. Love your man. Now, awesome, works. However, my only beef with this is the writing's really small. So it's going to be very difficult to read, but you could certainly pull, oops, moved over too fast. You could split this into like probably 2 necklaces in my mind. We know it's a top seller, which is good, but let's just grab a screenshot and then let's go. I'll show you a little trick here to reverse this. So if I found it on Gearbubble, what's this, to my fiance 3. Let me just put it into my little spreadsheet. And then I'll show you how to like find the page that came from. So let's go here. Let's go insert, image cell, choose an image. So even when I do it here, like I have trouble reading this. Which, so here's the thing. We are not doing customer service because we're not doing a store. So basically, the poor people at Gearbubble are going to have to do the customer service on this, which means they're probably going to get complaints. So that's why I'm not a huge fan of this style. The upside is they really do sell because they look good, but once the person gets it, they cannot read it. But I mean, on the same token, you can't read the inscription on a ring either. Like when you give a wedding ring or a wedding band, you can't read the inside, right? So you could say that. I mean, so I wish I could turn back the clock. I'd find you sooner and love you longer. To me, that's the necklace right there. They're just like combining a bunch. If I could give you one thing, just trying to read it, in life, I think that's right. See yourself through my eyes. Only then would you realize you are to me. Love your man. There we go. All right, so I've got that. I mean, technically, I could put in the URL here that on Gearbubble too if I wanted. But so I'm going to pull this over here. So here's the landing page. I would actually bump that price to $39.95 personally, because you can sell silver at $39.95. Done it. So let's go back here. Let's just go to one we already looked at, Happy Home. So go to the search, and unless they used a URL shortener, you should be able to find this. Looks like they may have used a URL shortener. See if there's anything in here. Yeah, so step 2 is go, well, let's do a new Google. Nothing. Okay, so the person who did this did use a URL shortener. So we can't find it that way. But if they didn't, we could search Facebook for that URL, and then we could see the page that it came from. But we could also try this. I'm just copying a piece of this. Then I could go back to here. I don't know if anything will come up. Oh, there we go. Girlfriend, perfect gift from your boyfriend. I don't know if that's it. No. Family stuff. Love you more. Love you more. Surprise your man with this. Well, there's the image. If we go here, that's the image. If we go here, there, found it. Love you more. So it took a little bit, and we can see that even though they hit it with this redirect, which will go to the Gearbubble page, guys like me know how to get around that. So I do apologize to the person if it's somebody on here, but it is possible to find your stuff even if there is a redirect. So now what we're going to do is just take this, love you more, copy, and we're going to go to the old ads library. All right, let's go here, let's paste this in, and love you more. There it is. And the cool part is too, when you punch in something, you'll get a bunch of other ones too. Like look at this, my husband, I love you more. I loved you more, 860. So that might be worth investigating too. So keep an eye on suggestions that come up, but there's the one we want. There's no ads running right now. So interesting. There's nothing running on that. You would think that would be running. 2 from Vietnam, 1 from UK. Cool. Anyway, we found it. Found the page. So now we can go back to our sheet and we can put in that paste values only. There. Now we can keep an eye on that. And we could even go here and say, pull up that window again. So on the Gearbubble kind of top sellers, it's number 2 under fiance. So I might want to put a note of that. GB. There. So we've got that. Got another note. Good to go. And I haven't even got to the other ways that I find stuff. Like we're only on number 3. I mean, there's that one again. They must be doing some SEO stuff, but let's see that. Mom's Badeau jewelry. I don't know what that is. Happy relationship. Okay, let's try this one. See if I have anything. To my love. Mug. To my boyfriend. To my girlfriend. There's a girlfriend one. It's from last year. When you're looking at the post too, if you look at how many comments they have, you can basically tell if it's a popular one or not. Because sometimes if you find one that has like thousands and thousands of comments, it means they're running a lot of ads to it. So stuff like this, I would probably say is not really selling all that well. So let's just keep going. See if anything sticks out. Family stuff. Ooh, I don't want the M. Sometimes Facebook will take in the mobile one, which looks really weird. In a world full of grandmas, B-A-G-G. So that's grandma. To my wife, there's a blanket. See if they have anything else. So it looks like this person is bouncing around quite a bit. My husband, my man, my angel wife. Yeah, I would say that's just somebody bouncing around. Anyway, so you can use that a lot, and you can find a lot of good stuff with it. I'm just going to close all the tabs to the right, because that's not the only way we can find stuff. There's also good old Pinterest. And then we can go here, and we can just search for, let's say necklace, see what comes up. And in here, you'll see, like, here's the first one. To my future wife, I love you forever and always. Cool. But there's more like this too. So you get a whole bunch of other ones. So to my wife, to my beautiful wife, to my future wife again, to my wife, to my gorgeous wife. Like, man, there's like a crap ton in here. My wife is the coolest, sweetest, blah, blah, blah. To my granddaughter, love grandpa. Look at all the necklaces. And this is a split between, I would say, Gearbubble and Shine On. But again, you can find so many. Look, there's somebody who took that design. See, that's too close to the other one we saw on Gearbubble, unless it is the actual person. Let's go to the link. So let's open that in a new tab, which will lead me to my next one anyway, which is Etsy. So you can see they are on Etsy with a bangle from Shine On. So that's cool. You can get so many in here. That is actually one of my designs that I think I gave away at one point. Daddy daughter necklace. Stores this. Oh, Shoppers Club store. Let's see. Yeah, you can really. I mean, once you go down the rabbit hole, it's endless. And once you've been doing this long enough too, you're gonna see designs that of your own that people like copied, which sucks, but it happens. So let's go back up to the top. So this one was to my future wife, I love you forever and always. I'm not crazy about the design just because it doesn't really pop enough, but I really like the quote. So I think that's a good thing. But I can also go to this, to their store on Etsy, and I can look at what else they have. You see they have 42 sales, been around since 2018. They've got a bunch of different necklaces, so this person's really putting in the effort, which is good. May have a winner or two in here. Not sure. You can always check comments too. The comments on Etsy are weird because they show the comments for the whole store. But if you see comments for like one product being hit over and over and over again, it means that they're selling a lot. So this one is good. I think this person's close, but they're not quite getting the mushy side. We want to be super mushy when we're doing these. I'm just looking for a design that pops. Let's try this. To my gorgeous wife, without you I'm nothing, with you I am something, together we're everything. There we go. That's a good one. So if you look down here, you can see that the comments are mainly on a tumbler and a mug, but still, not bad. Actually looks probably better in gold. Yeah, that looks really nice. I like that. That's well done. So, I'm sure this is probably one of my students already, but they may or may not be on this call, but I'm just gonna, I like the design, so do a little screenshot. I'm not gonna copy them, but I'm going to do my research and I'm gonna save this. What's this one? To my gorgeous wife. So to my wife, 3. All right, and then let's put that in our little sheet. Because I like that design, I can easily get that done up with a different quote. So let's go insert image and cell. And don't be as picky as I am when you're putting these designs in your database. Call this your database, right? Because you want to get a good feel of a bunch of different options. So again, let's go like this. That's not engaged, but 01/09/2020. It could be engaged. I could easily switch this to it, say to my fiance, which I'm going to. Well, I'll put this to my wife. Without you, I am nothing. With you, I am something. Together, we are everything. I love you. And then if I want to, I don't even know if this person has a Facebook page, but it's harder to track it from here. I'm going to say they're just putting it on Etsy. I could be wrong. What's the store name here? Creative Mug and Beyond. So, real fast way to find out. Let's go here. You're trying to figure out, does this person have are they just selling stuff on Etsy, or are they selling it on Facebook, or are they selling it, where are they selling it? So, no, so let's go like this. No, their name's not coming up, but they could have it under a different name. I mean, if I really wanted, I'm going to say they don't have anything on Facebook. They're just selling on Etsy, which is fine. So, Tom, oops. Okay, so I hit somebody. 394 sales. They're doing pretty good. And there, look at, to my gorgeous girlfriend. I may not be your first love, first kiss, first sight, or first date, but I want to be your last everything. I love you. Notice anything? The designs are the same. They just swapped out the quote. So this may be somebody I've taught. In which case, good job. You're kicking butt because you're doing good work. So I'm going to get off your site. But we can find more here too. This one. I loved you yesterday. Love you still. Always have. Always will. Here, Family Love Shop. So now we got a Shopify store. These are gold mines too, because if you go to necklaces and you go to, I don't know, wife, you can see all their wife stuff. And if they got 61 products, then they're probably doing pretty good. You could date new to old. You can see what their newest stuff is. This is the store getting into like everything. Or we'll go best selling. And we can see it's this one. So let's open that up. And I know that's a shine-on necklace. To my gorgeous wife, if I had to choose between loving you and breathing, I'd use my last breath to tell you I love you. Where have we seen that before, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go back here. Let's go here. Nope, here. Let's go clear this. Gearbubble. And where was it? There it is. To my wife, if I had to choose between loving you and breathing, I'd use my last breath to tell you I love you. And that looks a lot like that. Let's put them side by side. So it could be the same person, or like this I would call a carbon copy. It's either the same person or they carbon copied somebody. So this is a case where I would say they copied them. They sent it to a designer because the rings are different, but everything else is like pretty much identical. That's too close in my mind. Like you got to mix it up a little bit. Like they even have the lettering set out the same way. So I guarantee this person found this one on Gearbubble and went to a designer on Fiverr and said, hey, can you copy this but make it for Shine On? And they did. But just unless it's the same person, you got to change it up a bit because that's way too close. So now that is a bestseller over here, I guess, based on this one, right? Do we have this one in our database? I don't even know. I think we do. I took a screenshot. Anyway, I'm going to add that to my database too. So we've got this big database built up, and what you can do is spend maybe 30 minutes to an hour each day. Or if you enjoy doing it, build this up as big as you want, because the more ideas you have, the better you're going to be, and the more test designs you can get done up, right? So I'm not going to spend all day, like it's already been an hour. So I got to get to the last part. I haven't even got to like all of this, but I've given you enough to chew on here. This little search alone will keep you busy, as you've seen. Combining this search with the ads library will keep you super busy. Then you go to Pinterest, and Pinterest will typically lead to either a Shopify store like this, or it will lead to Etsy. And on Etsy too, I just got to show Etsy before we go to Fiverr. You're going to get a ton of stuff, like so much stuff. So if you go here and you go fiance, just type in fiance, see what comes up. Very broad, but then we can niche down a little bit. So we can go fiance necklace. Oh, did you see the suggestion came up as Christmas card? That's a good thing, because you could get a lot of that. I was a little late to be your first, but I'm prepared to do anything to be your everything. Can't wait to marry the love of my life. Love, your husband. 148 reviews. Ooh. So anytime you see that, go down and look at what the reviews are on. Yeah, the reviews are not necessarily on this necklace. It's kind of deceiving when they do that. But you can see a lot of the stuff that we're doing is in here. Necklace. Oh, there's more. Similar to recently viewed. There's one. That's cool. Another God one. Time one. So between your Google search, your Facebook spying, basically, and then Pinterest and Etsy, and you can go to Amazon and you go to eBay and the Gearbubble top sellers. You're gonna get like just a ton of this stuff that you can do. And I didn't even show you the old standby, which is this. So fiance quotes. This is where we don't necessarily have a necklace, but we're going to we can still make a necklace out of this stuff. So if you find a quote in here, you can just do a screenshot and you can put that in there too. I am yours, no refund. Do what you did in the meeting. I should hold me in. Soulmate. You are my soulmate, my love, my peace, my life. You are my soft place to fall, my guiding light, my best friend. In you I see our happy ever after. What a love I've found with you, my love, peace, my life. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. This is not a necklace, but oops, I'll put a mouse over in a second. Little variation here. Stuff like this, like love quotes. Let's leave this over here. Oh, I spelled it wrong, but it doesn't matter. Then I can go back to my sheet and I can say, okay, that is not necessarily a necklace, but it is pretty cool. So let's go insert. Soul mat. Oops, spelled it wrong. So here's what I can do. One. To my fiance, you are my soulmate. My love, my Peace. My life. See how I cut a piece out? In you, I see our happy ever after. Our happy ever after. You are my. Okay, hang on. In you, I see our happy ever after. There, I'm going to cut it off there. So what I did is I took a quote that I found and I kind of chopped it up, but I can now get that done up onto a necklace. Pending. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to copy this. So I'm going to show you the last part here. So you're going to want to put, you're going to need to test. And in order to test, we need some design. So I can take that design and I can put it into a necklace. So watch what I do here. So I'm going to go to a trusty old Fiverr. And then I'm going to close off the webinar because otherwise I could literally be on here all day because this is what I do all day. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to put in, I'm going to do a Gearbubble necklace. So let's go Gearbubble. Let's see what comes up. I will do a gorgeous, excellent, and eye-catching shine-on jewelry designs. Well, that's not Gearbubble. That's shine-on. I will make unique necklaces or designs for Gearbubble or Shine-On. 66, 4.9, 5 and 9 reviews, 5 and 367. Oh, that's an amazing t-shirt. Oh, yeah, that's not what I want. Let's try. Ooh, that's neat. If any of these catch your eyes, just kind of, look at them. So 5 stars, 4 reviews. That's mean they're a new designer. So they might not be very busy. But doesn't mean they suck. It just means that they're new. That's all. Modern, profitable. Or we could even go like this. Instead of Gearbubble, just put in necklace. Unique designs. POD designer. It's 5 and 12. Some of those look cool. You don't have to be too picky here either, because you're basically going to feed a design to a couple designers. And then the one that you like is the one that you'll go back to for more. Ooh, that's nice. See, that one caught my eye, right? So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to see it's $20 for one. 54.75 Canadian for 3, and 5 is like 88. So that's typical. So this is 1 day, 1 revision. So you know what? I've never used this designer, but I'm going to give them a try. Not crazy about those ones, but I'm going to feed this person something. Do I want to go with this one? I do have my old standby here. I actually have 3 on here now. But this is coming up first. Why is this coming up first? This one's catching my eye too. Scan through. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice and simple too. That would probably sell. Okay. Well, what's this? 13? Yeah, I'm selling $13. 3 days. Damn. For one design. Okay. Well, whatever. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna order the source file. You don't need it yet. Usually with most designers, if the thing sells, go back and get the source file and you can switch out the text and put a different quote on it. So even though you're paying for a design, you can basically use this stuff over and over and over. So you pay a pro to do it, and then you can switch out the text later with Photoshop very easily. Photoshop's easy to do. So here we go. Design requirement. Hello. I would like a, get rid of that, Gearbubble heart-shaped gold necklace done up. I have attached a design that I like that you can use as inspiration. Doesn't have to match the design exactly. And then, can you put this quote on it, please? Just roll form. Make sure you spelled it right. To my fiance, you are my soulmate, my love, my peace, my life, my best friend. In you, I see our happy ever after. I love you beyond words. Okay, and then attach a file. So I'm not going to attach soulmate, but I like this design, right? So I'm not going to steal the dude's design. I'm just going to give it to the designer as inspiration for my new necklace, which is to my fiance, completely different wording. And I even said, I've attached a design that I like, that you can use as inspiration. Doesn't have to match the design exactly. In fact, please do not copy the design exactly. Put your own spin on it. Cool? Cool. And I always do this. If this one sells, I will be coming back for a lot more business in the very near future. Thanks. So I just talked to them like you're talking to your friend, right? So I just said, hey, here's what I want. Here's the inspiration. I've attached it. Here's a quote. And whenever there's a comma or a space or a period or whatever, I just tend to put in the dash. Just because, I don't know, over the years, that's what I found works best. So try and check your spelling, make sure that's right. And then click this. The cell information is accurate and complete. Any change will require the approval. May be subject to additional costs. Start order. It's that easy. So it's now in the works. So I've included a file. Oh, I don't need the source file. And then under here, under orders, you'll see this order, and it'll come to this page. And then they will actually, you'll get an email when it's ready, and then you'll be able to come in here. You can click on it, and then you can do any revisions that you want, which is very cool too. So your homework now, you've got a bunch of homework. Number one, I want you to go here and figure out your goal. Number two, I want you to create a nice, beautiful spreadsheet. This is called your database, your research database, research spreadsheet for Valentine's Day 2020. And I want you to put the image, the date, the niche, quote, status. So now I'm going to go to my status. I'm going to put ordered design from Fiverr. So, and these other ones, I don't have a design ordered yet, but I can go back and I can order designs because you need 5 designs. So I suggest you start with fiance, 5 fiance designs. I suggest you start getting them ready for Gearbubble because I think I'm going to show Gearbubble because I've already showed Teespring, I've already showed Shine On in the past challenges. I'm going to show Gearbubble for this, but you can certainly use any platform you want. I'm just going to show you, give you guys all the options. Okay, I do still love Gearbubble, and I've made a lot of money in the Christmas season, and I'm going to make a lot of money with them in the Valentine's Day season, and I continually made a lot of money with them. I'm approaching $1 million sold with them. So I know them well, know their systems, know the owner. I've done courses with them. I like him. He's a good guy. I like the owner of Shine On too. He's a good guy. So that's what I'm going to suggest is Gearbubble for this. And other reason being they have a lot of stuff attached that's all ready to go, like upsells. So we can slap this design that we get onto a mug and use it as an upsell or a pillowcase or whatever we want to do. So I'll teach you all that. But right now, what we need is basically we need 5 designs. So we're going to test in batches of 5. And the test phase comes next week on the next webinar, where I'm going to take the design that I get here. I'm going to launch it on Gearbubble. I'm going to launch the upsell. I'm going to attach them. I'm going to get the pixel going. I'm going to set up the Facebook ad campaign to test this thing. I'm going to explain everything I do to test. And then you are going to go back and you're going to rinse and repeat for your 5 designs. Okay. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please let me know. I do, like I said, I love this ability to put images in here now. You should see my other spreadsheet. It is massive. There's hundreds of these. So the more you get into a niche, like my bread and butter niche is to my daughter, love dad. I have a to my daughter, love dad spreadsheet that I will never share with anybody because there's too much value on it. But this is what I did. And I just started cranking out, researching images, researching designs, looking at posts on Facebook, seeing what's working, seeing what's not, going back through my old campaigns. I've even got old bestsellers of mine that I just get redone into new designs and I just keep selling them. So that's the other thing. When you find a quote that works, so say this quote that I put together, I kind of hacked from this little image. Say this quote works. So you're my soulmate, my love, my peace, my life, my best friend. In you I see are happy ever after. I love you. If this quote works on this particular necklace, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the same friggin' quote and I'm going to get 5 of them done up, all different designs, and I'm going to sell them. So scaling is not just a matter of, okay, I have an ad and now I'm going to go from $100 a day to $200 a day. Scaling is also take what's working and expand. There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people don't do that. They get a bestseller and they're like, oh, this is awesome. I'm just going to ride this out. And they'll ride it for like a month or two, but they'll never actually go and make more designs out of the exact same quote, which blows my mind. Because you did the hard part. You found the quote that works. So now just dump it into multiple other designs and you'll kick butt. And then when you get something working on Gearbubble, man, take it to Shine On. Now you run on Gearbubble and Shine On with one. And then you expand that to 5. Now you're really kicking butt. So, in summary, you have homework to do. The people who take action are going to make this work. The people who do one, your odds of that one working are pretty slim, to be honest. You're going to launch in batches of 5. The way the numbers work are you launch 10 test designs, okay? Based on what we talked about today. Of those 10, 3 of them, 3 or 4, will get sales. Of those 3 or 4 that get sales, 1 is going to be a definite winner. The other 2 or 3 are basically going to be like possible winners, like they might get 1 sale. The real winners are the ones that get like 3 or more sales on your test campaigns. Anything below that is a possible winner, but it might not be scalable. So it could be just be you got like a lucky sale. When you get multiple sales in your tests, that's the one you want to go after. So if you just launch one and it doesn't work and you go, okay, I'm done, throw in the towel. Well, that's not how this business works. You got to really test and test and test to find that winner. When you do find the winner, it will pay for all that testing you did, all those designs you ordered, all that time you spent, and more. Believe me, you can scale these things so high. And really, when it comes to scaling, the only limit is the gray matter between your ears. That's the only thing that's going to stop you. Because you'll be like, ooh, I'm at $100 a day. It's working. Oh, what if I go to 500 a day? Oh, that's too much. I can't do that. Because your brain will stop you. When really, you should punch your brain in the brain and say, no, let's go to 1,000 a day. My biggest regret from the Christmas buying season that would just pass is I didn't spend like 3 to 5 times more per day. But my brain stopped me because I was at like over 3,000 Canadian. Some days I was spending like 5,000 Canadian per day on my ads. And I remember I showed my wife one day what I spent and she was like, you idiot, why did you do that? And I was like, okay, hang on. Now look at my revenue. She's like, wow, good job. Because it's all perception, right? If people see something and they're not used to seeing those numbers, it's very difficult to wrap your head around it. So the way that you get through that is you surround yourself with people that are spending more than you. And that's what I did for the Christmas season. I hooked up with a buddy of mine, an old student, who's actually doing way bigger numbers than I am. And the reason he's doing it is because he's spending more money. But he opened my eyes to say, like, hey, spend more money, dummy, and you'll make more money. And I'm like, oh, yeah, good idea. Let's do that. And I've been in this business a long time. And my biggest weakness is when something's working, I don't dump enough money into it. And now I'm getting over that, and I'm going to blow I'm going to blow away even the top seller page on Gearbubble. I'll blow that away. Okay. And I want you to get there too. And you're going to get there with me. So if your number system says, well, $10 a day is a lot, that's okay. Right? When you start, maybe it is. Later on, $10 a day will be like, I don't know, 3 minutes of spending for your entire day. So you just, as you get success and as you're making money, you want to spend more and more and more, but even then, it's hard. It's always hard. So that mental side kicks in and your brain tries to stop you. And I'm not going to let your brain stop you when you have something that's working. But getting to that working thing is damn hard. So don't think that it's a cakewalk. And don't think that the first thing you launch is going to work. The odds are it's not. It's going to take a bunch of tries to get it right, even with my guidance. So that's okay. You will get there as long as you keep trying. Don't quit. All right? Good stuff. I didn't leave it there. I went way over time. My voice is starting to go. So this replay, if you're watching it, is in the forums in that sticky thread. And you can go through and ask questions in the forums. That's why you're in there. And go get your homework done. And we will see you in the next video, which is basically next week. Unless you're watching the replay, then you can watch it right now. All right. Have a good day, and we will talk soon. Thanks, everybody, for coming on.